Hello guys, my name is Ashik and today I'll be showing you how to change a storage drive or also known as a hard drive from a desktop tower, which is the central processing unit. And this is my computer, and typically all the desktop has a monitor, a keyboard, a mouse, and a tower. Mine looks sort of different because mine is completely modified for gaming purposes. Now let's come to the main part. All computers have the same components like a CPU or a memory, but on a typical desktop, it is directly connected to a current like power source, and all the basic main components are inside of this tower, and everything is connected to each other with simple small wires and stuff. So make sure before you start working, you have already unplugged the power source, which is right on the back of this tower, on that one, which I'll be showing you within a couple of minutes. Because if you do not unplug the power cord, there will still be some current flowing through these small tiny circuits, and by which if you accidentally touch them, which accidents may happen, it might fry them and then damage your computer. And one other thing which you can also see on my PC, if I do not unplug it, the power also channels through every single part, and as you can see, if I press my keyboard, it shows a light blinks, which indicates my keyboard is still getting power through my CPU. And also, for our next part, which I'm going to tell you or show you both at the same time, the power source is usually located at the back, right there. You can see my finger. Yep, it's right there. So you can take this out by just unplugging it, but before you do that, make sure there's a little tiny switch back here. I think you guys can see this real quick. Let's move my light source, zoom in a little bit. See, this is the switch. You can see it right now. This is the switch. So make sure you turn this off, and then let's come forward. Hold this power button for 5 seconds, which drains out the remaining electricity or current flowing through the cycle. And then I'm just making sure my my keyboard doesn't getting any power. See, it's not blinking any lights anymore. Alright, and now, which is most important, is take this thing out, because no one knows what happens if you accidentally push this button while it's plugged in and you are working inside of this big gigantic tower, and you might get a shock of 220 volt or a 120 volt, I should say, and this will fry both you and your PC. So let's plug this thing out. There we go, this thing is gone. And most typically, all towers will have thumb screws, 4 of them, attached, one over here, at the bottom in this place. Oops, sorry, that was my light. There you go. Now this is better. And bottom over here, and one over here. Since mine is designed for portable gaming, it has 2 handles, of one over here, one over there, and it has 4 separate clips. As you can see, I can just unplug the clips and then take this part out. So this is I'm going to do right now. So there's one gone. There's one gone. Here's the third one, and here's the 4th one. And let's undo them. There you go. I'll be more cautious because I have like 2 separate fans like going on, and these are the fan plug-in cables. But let's come to the main point. So as soon as you open the side panel, these are called the side panels. Panel 1, which is on the left side if you stand in front of your computer tower, and this is the right panel, which mainly contains all the cable wires. So let's gently remove the left panel, and then I'm going to unplug my fan connectors, and then I'll just put gently this one on my chair. There it goes. So this is my inside of my computer. I know it's nothing up here. It has to be like you used to have more components. One GFX over there. There's the second one. Well, that's not our point of view right now. Not our topic. So generally, this one of these motherboards, like all motherboard, not motherboards, a casing, like all casing in the world have a component like a space for the motherboard, the core of your PC, power source, fans, and this part up here, you can see this part is the what's it called, your optical bay holder, optical drive bay, or optical which also translates to CD or DVD player holder. These section, like this section up here, and I have like a lot of wires, but this section up here is your hard drive, your main storage drive. Like your if you go to your My Computer, you have your local disks or local drives. That's the place the drives stay. I have three different because one is running my operating system. The other two is just for storage. So basically, this is your drive located. Like this is the drive bay, not the drive located. And then go to the next side, which is on the opposite or right side panel. Mine will be looking like a lot messier than a usual case looks like because I have a lot of wire connected to it. Excuse me. Well, let's take this out from the way. Okay. So this is a typical side panel, like a right side panel or right side look from a like a casing. It's not a motherboard. Why I keep saying motherboard? I'm just dumb. Okay, let's come to the point. So this is the right panel of a casing. Locate your motherboard bay line, which is this side, the lower left side of your right panel, and locate the motherboard, like not motherboard, the hard drive or the storage drive you have to change or you're willing to change. So as soon as you located the drive, let's point out, you'll see two cables. One is that one, which is also known as the SATA cable. Another one is the power cable. Make sure you already have unplugged it and drained out the power from the your tower or your system, because if you did not do that, as soon as you touched it by accident or any of these sharp edges, which is over here, and if anything goes wrong, you might lose everything which contains like all information which you have in stored, or any accidents might happen. And one more thing, just make sure, even if it's plugged out, until you're grounded or you have already drained the static electricity from you, or you have equaled this amount of static electricity inside of your body with this casing, do not touch anything in there. Do not. It's a highly cautioned, like highly recommended, do not touch anything. Because even if it's not plugged in, our body is continuously generating static electricity, which might fry anything any moment. So, to be started, remove these two cables. There you go. Cable 1, cable 2. As soon as it's removed, all drive bays should have this holder. Press it, remove it, your drive should come out. As soon as it comes out, you can use a screwdriver to easily take the screws out from the side, and then remove your old hard drive, insert in a new one, and then just do the steps on a backwards order. Insert it, like before inserting the drive holder, which is right there. Just put the hard drive in it, screw it, like not screw it, what I mean. Use a screwdriver to put the screws back in tightly, and use a crisscross pattern if it's on the underneath of the drive holder. Put the drive bay drive back in inside of the bay, and then plug in the cables on a correct order. As soon as you're done, then let's get started. It's time to put the right panel back in. While I'm doing this, both using on one hand, and mine is kind of like, you know, since it has a lot of cable, it just gets sticky. Well, I will not bother to put my what's it called, left panel in, since I have to turn this tower on. As soon as the hard drive is in, through a help of operating system CD, which I have already installed on one of my hard drives, so even if I'm not changing anything, I can still turn this on and show you how it works. So before doing that, I will connect the power source. It's just on the bottom somewhere. There you go, I found it. Yeah, sometimes power cords can be troublesome. I just made sure it's turned on. And as soon as you plugged everything back in, I'm sorry I'm burping, but as soon as you have everything plugged in, make sure your cables are connected. Even if my fan cables are not, but still it's cold enough in my room, so I'm just turning this back on. There you go. It's on. I have a nice side view if my left panel is in there. So as soon as it's turned on, you can see I'm trying to turn on my monitor. There you go, my monitor is turned on as well. And you can use your Windows or Mac operating system installation CD, and through the use of the optical driver or your CD player, you can just insert and install. And there you go, with the help of you know, a couple steps, my computer is up and running, and there is a new drive that I've installed and I've shown you. Ta-da! There it is. It's a new drive, completely empty.